So guys, now let us understand the organization of IPv4 addresses. It is important to understand the organization of IPv4 addresses before we proceed any further in this course. So IPv4 addresses, as we know today, is broadly classified into two categories: the unicast address space as well as the multicast address space. Alright. In unicast address space, the IPv4 addresses are further classified as public addresses and private addresses. Alright. So we have given a specific range of IP addresses from the total set of IPv4 address set under public addresses and private addresses. And further, under public addresses, the IPv4 addresses are further categorized. So under public address space, IPv4 addresses are further classified as Class A, Class B and Class C IPv4 addresses. And you can see that a definite range of IPv4 addresses has been assigned against each class of IPv4 address. For example, Class A IPv4 addresses ranges from 1.000 to 9.255.255.255. Alright. Similarly, you can also see the range that has been allocated to Class B and Class C public IPv4 addresses. Alright. Similarly, we have given a ranges of IP addresses to private addresses. Similarly, private address space are further categorized into three categories. The range of IP addresses that ranges from 10.000 to 10.255.255.255 are the set of IPv4 addresses that are reserved to be used for large private networks. Similarly, the other two set of ranges of IPv4 addresses that falls under private address space is 172 series IPv4 address and 192 series IPv4 address. And you can see that each range of these IPv4 addresses has a particular size. For example, in this range, how many IPv4 private addresses are there? There are 255 into 255 into 255, that is 255 raised to the power 3. Alright. Similarly, you can also compute the range of IPv4 addresses in other two ranges. And you can notice that this range of IPv4 address is the biggest, and therefore 10 series of IPv4 addresses is generally used for designing large private networks. For medium-sized private networks, we generally use 172 series IPv4 addresses, and for very small private networks such as your office or home networks, we generally use 192.168 series of IPv4 private addresses. Alright. Multicast addresses, on the other side, again are classified into public address and private address. And since in this course we will not going to deal with multicast addresses, so therefore I will not do much discussion here. You can see that the range of multicast addresses is reserved from 224.000 up to 239.255.255.255. So for multicast, this is the range of IP addresses that we use. Alright. Then the remaining range that we have not discussed, that is the range of IP addresses from 240 to the last IPv4 address. This is reserved for experimental purpose. Alright. So this is how broadly the IPv4 address scheme is bifurcated into different ranges. Now the next thing that we need to discuss is what exactly are public IPv4 address and what exactly is private IPv4 address. What is the meaning of an IPv4 address being a public IPv4 address or a private address? That we will going to discuss in the next lecture video.